Hello Anashe, and welcome back to a new episode of Let's Read Ancient Spells. And this time I chose from you a healing spell from the papyrus Ebers that was bought in 1873 by George Ebers and now resides in the Leipzig Museum of Natural History. And this papyrus is very interesting because it has more than 100 pages of concoctions, spells, and ingredients for healing. And it was written in 1550 BCE. So it's even older than the spell we began at. It's interesting because it was written on papyrus. Basically, it was written on paper, and it survived in the desert after all these years. And some of the medical procedures that are being described in that papyrus are still used today, like to extract worms and things like that. And really, I will leave a link below to the encyclopedia. Okay, now I'm reading today from this book, Ancient Egyptian Magic by Bob Brier. And Bob Brier is an Egyptologist. He's not a magician, he's not a sorcerer. He's a person that basically, as an Egyptologist, he learned the history of ancient Egypt, and he decided to write a book about magic. And he's a professor in in Long Island University. So, I'm going to read to you a headache cure. But let me show it to you so you can read it yourself, pause, or maybe even copy it. Okay? I'm sorry if my camera is not so good. This is the beginning. This is the ending of the cure. Okay? And if you're interested in ancient Egyptian magic, this book is honestly the best, I think, that I've ever read on the subject. And this is part of a chapter called Spells for All Occasions. And it goes like this. This is a remedy which Isis prepared for Ra's headache. Take equal parts of berries of the coriander, berry of the poppy plant, wormwood, berry of the samas plant, berry of the juniper plant, and honey. Mix together and a paste will form. Smear the afflicted person with the paste and he will instantly become well. Well, I find this spell intriguing because first of all, it's an ancient herbal spell. Now you're going to tell me, okay, you take a few herbs and you mix them up together. How is that a spell? Well, the fact that this is the recipe of what Isis did to Ra to cure his headache means that you are repeating the act of the divine through preparing this again. Okay? So all those ingredients are magical to begin with, but putting them together by equal amounts makes it a sacred balm that by definition would expel headaches. And funnily enough, there are many ancient Egyptian spells to deal with the headaches. This is something that if you're a headache person, you should explore. I'm not a headache person. I have a headache once a year maybe, and it's a very slight headache. I never had migraines, I never had anything. So, but if you're a migraine person, you should definitely check those out. Now, let's analyze this further. Besides the fact that the sorcerer, which was, of course, the priest sorcerer, he or she were never just... I think in ancient Egypt it was mainly he, though. He or she would never just a sorcerer. There were priests that did that as part of the priestly duty. They purified themselves 4 times a day. They shaved every hair in their body. They wore only white linen. They kept themselves clean. And they had specific jobs in rituals. So by repeating this, because they're doing all those rituals, they get divine energy, and that divine energy is being concentrated in what they do. If they make you food, it's a blessed food. If they pour some water on you, they purify you. So making this balm is specific holy act that purifies as a part of liturgic magic from a headache. And let's see the ingredients. Berry of the coriander. Coriander has slight hallucinogenic effects. It's very powerful for spells of love and control. okay? Poppy is the origin of opium, which is a relaxer. It's something that gives you, you know, it heals you from pain. And also, you know, even the poppy spice, the one that you have over bread or in cakes, it has a little bit of opium in it. It's not a large amount, and if you know what you're doing, you could concentrate more opium out of it. But let's not do this in this video or talk about this at all because it's illegal. So anyway, poppy is a pain relaxer. Wormwood, again, it's a pain relaxer. Berry of the samas plant. I think the samas plant, you know, because sesame is onomatopoeia of the sound the seeds do when they are like floating in a can, and since it's a very ancient Arabic name, it might be sesame, I don't know, but sesame, if it is sesame, it could represent health, because the oil of sesame is very healthy for you, it's very good for you, it's making you better. And juniper is a purifier, and honey is a preserver. So there is like this concentration of like this soothing forces of preservation into this urn of jug that you do, like Isis did to Ra, you know, the sun god, when he suffered from a headache, and you smear it on the person and he becomes instantly well. And I wonder if the samas is like, it could be thorns, because if it's a thorn or something as pointing as the sesame seed and you smear it like fervently on the skin, it might cause a little wound, and then all these drugs like go through the skin and causes instant relaxation. Who knows? Maybe it's like walking in a homeopathic way. The fact that this is on your body, this, you know, the aromatherapy style, you know, it evaporates slowly, and the smell of it gets to your nostril and you get better. Do you want to try it? If you want to try it, tell me if it worked for you. I can tell you it worked for me. So this is the spell for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will put in the bar down below more about Bob Ryer, more about ancient Egyptian magic, where you can get it in Amazon, and also about the Ebers papyrus. Okay, I hope this was interesting. Goodbye and Ashe.